Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. The video you're about to see is a live recording of a class I had last week. That was 14th of August 2026, where I talked about the fundamental of AI filmmaking. And in the class, I also introduced my students to Google Flow and how to use the platform, how to create characters, and how to prompt using Claude with a skill. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like this video and follow this channel. To join our free academy where we hold live class every single week, use the link in the description below. Please subscribe to this channel and like the video. Once again, I want to welcome us to the AI Filmmaking Masterclass. In this masterclass, I'm going to introduce the basics of AI filmmaking. And by the end of this class, you should have some basic knowledge on how to create AI films. Before we start, let me just say that AI filmmaking is just filmmaking with different tools. And I say this because I've seen a lot of people trying to make AI film without understanding filmmaking. I've been a photographer for the past 10 years. I've been to studio sets for creative shoot. I've been to movie sets. I've taken courses in filmmaking. So I have a very solid foundation as it relates to filmmaking. Take it from me when I tell you, you can't create professional AI looking videos without understanding filmmaking. You have to understand filmmaking because filmmaking is the foundation. So when we say AI filmmaking, we are just saying we want to create film with AI. Most persons want to jump to AI without understanding filmmaking. And that is what we want to try to correct in this video. You have to understand filmmaking first, okay? So before you start creating AI film, I want you to understand what makes a film cinematic, right? What makes a film cinematic? What differentiates a cinematic movie from your average movie or from the Bogbo movie that you have out there? If you don't know what's Bogbo, you can ask someone to understand these steps. But basically, what differentiates a professional film from the average movie? And that is the cinematic look. One of my complaints with Nigeria AI filmmakers is that we create AI film the way we create our movies, right? Which ought not to be so. The reason our movies are not great is because we don't have the right equipment, we don't have the right tools. But AI has given us the right equipment. With AI, you can make your camera the most expensive camera in the world. You can have a dolly shot, you can have whatever you want to have. So it pains me when I look at our AI film in Nigeria and the AI movie that I see on TikTok, it still follows that Nollywood style of film. So by the end of this class, you should not be creating those kind of AI movies. So to create AI movie, I want you to put 4 things at the back of your mind. The first thing you want to do is to set your composition. Composition is very important. Composition is basically your subject, the position of your subject, how you position your subject in the scene. There are different type of composition, rule of third, various type of composition. If you're a photographer, you're a filmmaker, you will definitely understand composition. And how you place the camera is going to determine the emotion your audience are going to have. If you place the camera at the top, the kind of message you are sending is different from when you place the camera at the bottom, right? So these are things that are very important. Don't just prompt the AI to start shooting videos for you. You have to think about the shoot. Ask yourself, if you want to create a typical film today, what are the process you will go through? You cast, you sort out location, you look for cameramen, you look for script writers, you position your shot, you think about audio, right? These are things you normally go through when shooting a movie. Don't forget those things. Don't abandon them. Bring those knowledge into AI filmmaking. That's what will differentiate your AI video from the average AI video out there. The next thing you want to put in your prompt or in your scene is the lighting. The lighting is very important, right? The kind of lighting that if you watch American movies, you see how the light they are seeing is very different from the way we light our scene in Nigeria, because we don't really have the equipment. Now, how do you know the kind of lighting to get? You just have to go to Pinterest. Depending on your scene, go to Pinterest, download a frame, a picture from a movie that you like. Take that picture to ChatGPT, take it to Gemini. Ask Gemini to break down the lighting. When Gemini break down the lighting, in your prompt, you add lighting, dots, you put that lighting there. So that the product you get or the result you get, you get cinematic result instead of your average AI video that you watch online where two persons are talking at the same time. No, you ought not to be creating those kind of videos. And then there's camera movement. There are different type of camera movement: pan, tilt, and tracking shots. Sometimes you want a static camera movement, right? Other time you want the camera to move. So when you talk about pan, like the camera is moving towards the person, the camera is pulling out, there's a tracking shot, right? So you add this in your scene, you add camera movement, and you add it in your scene. The next thing is color grading. Color grading is what breaks or make a movie. Color grading. I know the stories, the story is important, the character, the cast, everything they are important. But color grading invokes so much emotion. One of the reasons you love American movies so much is because of the color grading. There is teal and orange color grading. There is monochromatic color grading. There are different type of color grading. Now, I'm not going to be able to cover years of filmmaking class in this video, but I'm trying to lay down the foundation for you so that when you are prompting the AI, you know exactly what you are looking for. I've talked about composition, I've talked about lighting, camera movement, and color grading. Color grading will remain a bit consistent throughout the film. Depending on the type of story you are telling, some film are dark, some film are a bit bright. So depending on the kind of film that you are creating. So before you even start prompting the AI, make sure you have all these things. The camera movement is going to change based on the scene. The lighting will change based on the scene. The composition will change based on the scene, but the color grading will likely stay the same. So let's look at different camera angles. There is low angle shots and there's high angle shots. Now, if you use a low angle shot, you make your object appear very powerful. If you use a high angle shot, you make your object appear powerless or weak. So let's say you have two persons in the scene and one is strong, is powerful. You want to present that person as being powerful. You want to present him as being weak. As being strong. You use a low angle shot. You prompt it in your prompting. You use a low angle shot. The other person that the strong man is speaking to, you use a high angle shot on that person so that the strong man feels strong and the weaker person looks weak. Now, let me show you how that is going to look like. If you look at this shot, you have a low angle shot and a high angle shot, right? If I can zoom in a bit, you see this first place here, this one is the high angle shot, is the low angle shot. The first one is the low angle shot. And then the second one is the high angle shot. You see how the low angle shot, the person looks powerful. It looks powerful. It feels like it's commanding the scene. Let me come down a bit. Look at this photo here. This person feels powerful, right? Look at this. It feels powerful because the camera is coming from the camera has a low angle camera. And then if you look at this one here, this middle one, you see how she looks timid. She looks timid because it's an high angle shot. So use high angle shots for the subject to look timid. Use low angle shot for the subject to look powerful. All right. Then there's different angle shots over the shoulder. Let me talk about over the shoulder because over the shoulder is very important when you are creating dialogue scene. And I'll show you when I go to Google Flow. Over the shoulder is very important when you are creating dialogues. Over the shoulder is basically the camera frame behind a character, right? So let's say you have this. Let me bring this thing here. You have this. This a character, I'm a character, right? If the camera is at the person's back, that will be over the shoulder. And I'll show you how that look like. But it's very important when you are creating dialogue scene. If subjects are sitting across each other, it's very important that you use over the shoulder composition. There's also the Dutch angle. And then other points you need to know, there's extreme long shot, there's close-up shot, and there's point of view. We all know about point of view. We hear it every time in social media. But extreme long shot, when you create a vast distance, sorry, not zooming, when you create a vast distance, you want to show your environment, you use the extreme long shot. And then close-up shot, when you want to show the person's face. Now, when do you use extreme long shot or opening shot? If you are starting your movie, you want to start with an opening shot. You want to show the environment, right? So let's say you are opening a scene where the characters are sitting in the city room. You want to avoid starting that scene showing their face because the audience do not have an idea of where we are in this environment, where we are in this location. So you want to start with an opening shot, a wide shot of the environment. Let the audience, that's what I mean. Let the audience see the environment. If you are shooting outside, you can start with drone footage. Let the audience see where we are before you start cutting to close-up shots, detail shots, and those kind of shots. All right. So there are different things you have to have in your pre-production. You have to have your story flow and other things, right? You have to have your mood board and other things. So what are the options that are available to you for video generation? There's Runway Theory. Sora AI is really not in the market right now. There's Midjourney. There is VO Flow, which we'll use in this video. And there is Seedance 2.5. Seedance recently released Seedance 2.5 and is the best video model out there currently. Seedance 2.5. If you are serious about AI filmmaking, you ought to be using Seedance 2.5. It's expensive, very expensive, but it will give you good results and you can generate up to 30 seconds. If you do AI video, you know how this is a game changer, the ability to generate up to 30 seconds of video. All right, so you also need to think about audio, voice, and bring everything together in post-production. This is what bring everything together in post-production. This is what you need to understand, right? When you are in a moving set, when you are in a moving set, shooting movie, the 2 hours movie that you watch, they don't shoot those 2 hours movie at a go, right? They break it down. They shoot it scene by scene. I'm saying this so that you put it at the back of your mind. Don't think because you are using AI, you forget the principle of filmmaking. The principle of filmmaking will always be there. AI is just the tool. When shooting a movie, I've been in different movie sets. When shooting a movie, you shoot different scenes, different takes. I remember when we were using one camera. That one camera, we use it to shoot opening scene, close-up scene, over-the-shoulder scene. Then film production was still poor though. But you use that one camera to shoot everything, and then you take it to editing. Please, there's editing in AI filmmaking. If you want your AI video to be perfect, you have to edit it, stitch it together. Because when you create AI videos, it will not be perfect. Even in one scene, you might create different video, which I will show you how that looks like. You might create different video. In post-production, you bring these videos together. All right. And then think about the voice, think about the music, then you polish everything. When creating AI video, do not allow the AI add music to that video. Do not allow the AI add music. Just allow the AI add sound, maybe sound effect. Sound effect. Do not allow the AI add music. Never allow the AI add music. Add the music yourself, and I'll tell you why. If you want to add music in a scene, you need at least, let's say it's a particular scene and you're using a soundtrack, that music is going to be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, right? But the AI is giving you 10 seconds. If you are using Google Flow, it's giving you 10 seconds. If you are using Seedance, it's giving you 30 seconds. Because the result the AI is giving you, you are not using that result, one of those results at a go. You are going to cut the result, chop it up, arrange it back together to create a cinematic scene. If the AI is the one generating the audio in terms of the music, not the voice, in terms of the music, when the viewer is watching that video will feel disoriented because it will be cutting. The soundtrack will never be the same in terms of the music. The soundtrack will never be the same. So do not allow the AI add music for you. When you are prompting, just tell the AI no music, only sound effects. Add the music yourself. So you want to have a short list, break your script down into precise short list, right? The camera angles, what the subject is doing, every single thing. Please, as I've said before, do not treat AI movie as just you prompting. Think about it as a movie. What will you have in a movie? Think about that. And then start breaking down your scene. So the first thing that you usually have is your story, right? Let's say I want to create a movie where a subject fell in love, right? That is the storyline, or that is the story. I have my story. Now I have to break that story into different scenes. And this is for movie making, not for ad. But even in ads, you can still apply the same thing. It's the same process. I break it down into different scene, and then I start connecting the scenes together. There are still other stuff we can discuss: voice narration, the score, the sound design, and everything. Note that you are the director, right? You are the director. So that is the introduction of filmmaking. As I said, before you even start adding AI to the conversation, think as a filmmaker. That's your first job. The AI is just a tool. Think as a filmmaker. Let's move to Google Flow, and let's discuss about Google Flow and how to use Google Flow. I'll come back to this particular program here because I want us to know how this program works. I'll come back to this program. Let's go to Google Flow and start putting things together. For you to access Google Flow, what you have to do is to go to your browser and search for Google Flow. When you go to your browser, you search for Google Flow. When you enter Google Flow, you sign in with your Google account. You need Google account for you to be able to access Google Flow. So I'll go back so that we'll start from the beginning. When you sign in, this is what you are going to get, right? This is the interface you are going to get. You get 50 free credits every single day. Every single day you get 50 credits. Okay? Now, this 50 credit is not enough at all. You won't be able to do anything with this. I'm just being honest with you. You're able to do anything with these 50 credits. But to test the program, to check how the program works, you can try it with the 50 credit. As I said, go to Google Flow. You just go to your computer and search for Google Flow. When you search for Google Flow, this is the first link you are going to see. Just click on the link, and then it's going to take you to the Google Flow account. I'm already signed in. If you are not signed in, you can sign in with your Gmail. Now, in Google Flow, there are different stuff here. There's Google Flow, in Google Lab, the first link you click, there are different stuff. There's Google Flow, there's Pomele, Stitch, Google Flow Music. What you want to click on is Google Flow. That's what you want to click on because that's what we use to create the video. All right. So when you click on Google Flow, you can create different projects. As you can see, I have different projects here. I won't be able to go through all the projects, but just know that you can create different projects to make your work look organized. Now, as I said, Google Flow is not the best AI video creation platform. It makes a lot of mistakes, but it's cheap, right? It's not the best, but it's cheap. And the knowledge I'll be teaching you in Google Flow, you can apply it in other AI video generation. If you really want to take this serious, the moment clients start paying you, you want to look into sit downs, right? You can use Inchfig to use sit downs. Hopefully in our next class or the next two classes we talk about. When you create a new project, Let me open an existing project to explain how this is going to look like. Let's go back and open an existing project so that I can use the existing project to explain what I want to explain in the video. All right. All right. So when you create a project, on the left hand side, you are going to have all media, images, videos, characters, scenes, and upload. You also have tools. You have trash and then collapse. Collapse is just to close this stuff. So let's break it down one by one. I love breaking things down. All right, let's start. Now, you have all media. All media contains your pictures, your video, everything you have uploaded, everything you have created is going to be in this all media. All right. Then you have images. Images contain images. Images contain images. There's no need for me to explain that. If you click on images, you are going to see all the images you have generated and all the images you have uploaded. Then you have videos, the same thing. The videos you have created, the videos you have generated. Now, the next stuff I want to talk about is characters, right? Now, when creating videos, your normal film, your normal drama, you have characters, right? Let's say Ramsey Noah, Genevieve. I mean, you have different type of characters, okay? So you are going to create, let's say you are creating a film now. You are going to create all your characters in this place, especially when using VioFlow. If you're using another platform, we'll discuss when we get there to do it in another platform. But if VioFlow or in Google Flow, you are going to create all your characters here. For those that read novel, you remember then in school, in our play, in our novel, before the novel starts, you have a list of characters. You have a list of characters, right? So those list of characters, you want to create them in this place. The mother, the father, the baby, the brother, the sister, you are going to create them here. And in VioFlow, character is different from avatar. Character is different from avatar. You can have multiple characters. You can only have one avatar. As at the time of making this video, Google Flow do not allow you create multiple avatars, which is quite sad. Now, what is an avatar? An avatar is your exact likeness. Your exact likeness. Your avatar is your exact likeness. When you're about to create your avatar, Google Flow will send you a link. When they send you that link, you click on the link, they will ask you to scan your face. You scan your face 360, you say some words so that the AI will have an idea of how you speak. That's what makes avatar very powerful. Because you are scanning your face, the AI have a 3D map of your face, right? A 3D map out of your face. The AI have it. So that's your avatar. But as I said, at the time of making this video, you can't create more than one avatar. Now let's go to character. I mentioned before that when creating a movie, you have different characters. Now to create a character, you click on new character. When you click on new character, think of the character you want to create, right? So just think of the character you want to create. Now, when it comes to prompting, you want to avoid prompting on your own. Always give your AI the idea that you have and let your AI do the prompting for you. So I'm going to open my Claude and then I'll click on / I'll click on Sedan's prompt gen. Now, this Sedan's prompt gen is a skill. It's a Claude skill that allows Claude create cinematic movies for Sedans. And I'll be dropping this in the creative media career part so that you get the skill. If you are using Claude, for you to install the skill, you just go to your settings, you go to skill, and then you add the skill. When you add the skill, this skill basically teaches Claude how to write prompt for Sedans. As I said, Sedans is one of the most powerful AI movie generation or generator of movie creation, AI video creation that we have. So I'm going to tell this Claude, I want to create description. I'm just going to start like this. As I said, I will not create prompt on my own. I will always allow the AI create the prompt for me. Now, because this Claude have the skill dance skill, Claude know how to create characters, right? How to create characters, how to create. Now, this is the description of the man. He named the man Daniel, a man in his early 20s, blah, blah, blah. So we are going to copy this particular prompt. We are going to copy it. And then we'll go back to our VO flow, our Google flow. You see this place that I said, describe your character. I'm just going to paste it here. The reason I want to click on this format is because I want Google Flow to rewrite this prompt as it fits this platform, as it fits the platform. It's very important that you do this. Click on format. When you click on format, Google Flow will rewrite the prompt to make it fit this platform. All right. You see, it has changed it to a medium studio shoot of a man in his early 30s and all of that. Now you want to pick on either Nano Banana 2 or Nano Pro. This is the image generation model. You click on it and then you click on continue. Now, when you click on continue, Google is going to create the character, right? It's going to create the character for you. Why that is happening, let me show you other things here. On this side, you have the character name. That side has untitled character. We are going to name it Daniel. That was what he gave to us. We are going to name it Daniel. This is the character. This is Daniel. We are going to name it Daniel, right? Okay, let's hold some thought. There's something called select voice. Now, this is very powerful because when your AI is speaking, you don't want the voice to change. You don't want your AI to change voice in the middle of the scene. When one character is speaking, you don't want the other character's mouth to be moving. But these are the place where you start to set it. So we want to select a voice. Unfortunately, Google Flow do not allow you record your voice and use your voice as a sample for characters, right? So you have to pick pre-made voice. But I'm going to show you something you can do. Let's look at the voice. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it. So this is Tola's voice. This is a voice I've created before. I'm just going to pick this voice. I've not done anything with this voice. Okay, so let's say we have this voice. We can add this voice to the character, and whenever the character speak, it will speak in this voice, right? But let me tell you what you can do to make it better. Let's go back to Claude and tell Claude to describe how Daniel speaks. So we'll go back to Claude and say, describe. Claude is going to describe Daniel's voice for us. We'll take the description of this Daniel's voice. We are going to copy this description of Daniel's voice. We'll copy it. We'll take the description. We'll come here. We are going to customize it. So we'll paste this Daniel's voice here. When we paste this Daniel's voice here, the way the AI sound is going to be different. Now, if you sound a certain way, what you can do, because Gemini is a multimodal AI, what you can do, record audio of your voice. Record the audio of your voice, maybe 1 minute, 30 seconds. Record it saying something. Take that, your audio recording, take it to Gemini and ask Gemini to describe your voice for you. Now, there's no way this thing is going to get it because it's a text description. It's not going to sound like you, but it will change the way the characters sound. When creating different characters in your movie, you want them to have different voice. And sometimes you want them to have Nigeria, you want them to sound Nigerian, right? So you want to create different Nigeria voice, all right? So let's preview. We have added this prompt to describe how the characters sound. So Google Flow is going to take that our description and create a new voice from the description. I hope we are following. It's going to create a new voice from the description. So it will no longer be the custom voice that Google Flow gave to us. It's going to be a new voice entirely. But before that, while this is loading, I'm going to save this particular new voice. I'm going to save it as Daniel's voice. You see, it named the voice to Oros Custom. Oros Custom. The reason this voice became Oros Custom because we took Oros voice and we customized it. So it's not Oros Custom, but we don't want it to be Oros Custom. We are going to name it to Daniel, right? We are going to name it to Daniel. And then when we name it to Daniel, we'll save it as a new voice. Okay, when we save it as a new voice, every time Daniel speaks, he's going to speak in this voice. He's going to speak in this tone. So it's very important that you give your character different voices, right? All right. So once you are done with that, you are going to add it to the character. You have added that voice to the character. So anytime the character speaks, it will speak in that voice, right? Yeah, you can also describe your character art, is your character confident, is your character this. Give your character personality, and it's optional, but it allows Google Flow to craft scene with your character. So if your character is cunning, it's a cunning character, you describe it in this place. You can also describe it in the prompt or describe it here, right? So that's the first part. The other thing you want to create here is the body. Now we have the portrait. This portrait is from year to year, right? It's a portrait photo. But we want to create the body. So here you have portrait. On the other side, you have create body. We're going to click on create body, and I'll just write a very simple prompt and say something like this: create a full body of the portrait, right? When I write this prompt, I'm going to click on format. As I said, always click on format so that Google Flow will format your prompt. It will write the prompt again. You see, Google Flow prompt is way better than what I just wrote, right? So I'm going to click send. When I click send, Google Flow is going to create a full body character sheet. A full body character sheet. Okay, so you see, we have a full body character sheet. You have the back of the subject so that if the camera move, the AI will know the back of the subject. If the character is speaking from a side view, the AI will know the side of the character. All right. So that's why it's very important you do something like this. This is a character sheet that shows the front of the subject, the side of the subject, and the back of the subject. It allows the subject to remain consistent across scene. So once we have this, we have the portrait, and then we have the full body. We are going to click on done, right? Now you have your character. You can place your character in different parts of your scene. You can place them. You can write a mood board based on your character, right? So you're going to have different characters in this place. So let me create an image to show you how something like this is going to look like. Let's go to image. And okay, before we create an image, let me explain everything in this box. So this prompt box is where you write out your prompt. So you write out your prompt, the video you want to create, how you want to create it. This is where you are going to write out every single thing, right? You have the plus sign. The plus sign is basically for adding things to your prompt. So you have uploaded things before you want to add it to your prompt. To upload a media, all you have to do is to click on this plus sign. And please, when using Google Flow, it is better you use your laptop. Avoid using your phone. It's easier to do these things with your laptop. So when you want to upload a media, you click on upload media. So let's upload media. Let's say, let's just upload this laptop. We are going to upload this notebook. Let's see, what else can we upload? Okay, let's upload this thing and this stuff, right? So you're uploading elements that you want to use in the scene, right? You're uploading elements you want to use in the scene. All right. So let's come back to this place. Here you can start prompting what you want the AI to do. If you look at this place, you have something called agent. At the bottom here, you have something called agent. The agent is basically an assistant. So you want to create a movie, you want to create a scene. The agent can help you, can ask you questions, can help you create the scene. All right. Yeah, you have the method or the generation that you want to create. In this place, you see we have images and videos. There's images, there's video. If you want to create images, you go for images, you pick images. When you pick images, there are different aspect ratio. Now, what is an aspect ratio? If you have, when you shoot video, if you stand your phone like this, is portrait, right? If you shoot video, you stand your phone like this, is portrait. If you bend your phone like this, is landscape, right? So typically, YouTube videos are landscape videos, while TikTok videos are portrait video. So here you pick which one you want to create, either a landscape or a portrait video, all right? And then you can pick the image generation. You can go for Gogo Nano Banana Pro, Nano Banana 2. Anyone you go for is okay, because Gogo Nano Banana image creation is free, right? You can create different images, different images and different stuff for free. It's not a paid platform. So before you generate your video, you might want to create images, still images of those videos, so that you see how it looks like. All right. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4. These are basically your generation. How many images do you want to generate? Okay. If you click on 2, Google Flow will generate 2 images. So let's say I'm going to quote, because I want to call on the character, I will click on the @ sign. To call a character to your prompt, to add a character to your prompt, you click on the @ sign. The @ sign, if you are using your keyboard Shift 2, the @ sign. Create a video, create a scene of Daniel in an office. So I'm just going to copy this. I'll go back to Claude. I'll say, give me a better prompt. So what I'm trying to do here is to take the prompt from from Claude. All right. So I'll copy this prompt. There are some things I don't need in this prompt because this prompt is for video. So I'm going to copy it, go back here, delete these ones I've added before. I'm going to paste that prompt here. I'm still in images, not video. So when I paste the prompt here, I will go through the prompt. You see at Daniel, he wrote at Daniel. So I have to reference my image. I will say at, I'll go to character, I'll pick Daniel, right? So this is a character stuff, right? There at office, this is the location. This is the location. So we can change this to, we can say location, can just write location here. This is the location. And then this is how it's going to look like. This is the cinematic stuff that it will have. Photo FS, sound only. This for video, right? Sound only. This is how it want the film to look. No CGI, no IP, rule of third, and everything. Adding the technical block in the prompt. And then here it's explaining what is happening. So I'm going to reference it again. Daniel, I'm going to reference Daniel, sit near the window of. The reason it's showing at office is because you ought to create the location, right? I'll show you how to do that. You create the location and then you reference that location, right? So you reference that location. I think we should do that first. So let's go to this location. Let's create the location. Let me just show you how that is going to look like. Let's cancel this. Let's create the location first, right? Let me just click on one. We'll create the location. So when we create the location, we can reference that location when creating the video or when creating the image, depending on what you want to create. Okay. So sometimes it takes a minute for the image or the video to load. All right, now this is our location, right? This is our location. Let's go back to the prompt, copy the prompt, go to VO Flow, and paste the prompt here. Now, when we paste the prompt here, we have to start referencing the characters, right? You click on art, you reference the character, you go to your character, is Daniel. The office, we have to reference it. The office, art, we'll click on office, all right? Then you go through the prompt and start referencing them. So Daniel, you say art, character, Daniel, sit near the window of, you come here, you reference the location, okay? Let me just go through and see if there are other things I want to check. Now, we don't need this VFS. You see, in this prompt, Claude is saying VFS only. You know, I said at the beginning that do not allow the Google Flow generate music for you. only effect sound, like only sound effect. Do not allow it to generate music for you. Because I'm not generating video, I'm going to delete the sound effect. Then I will create the image. Now, while the image is creating, let us go through some other stuff. The next aspect you have here is the video. In the video, you have different sections to pick from. The first thing to put at the back of your mind is something called frame or ingredient. And I want to explain the difference to you guys. There's frame, there's ingredient. Now, what is frame? Okay, the image has been created. You see how Daniel is in the location, right? You see as Daniel is in the location, the exact location that we place Daniel. This is the character, this is the location. What this thing basically did was to create a mood board. This is called a mood board, a mood board, and you can animate this mood board. So there's frame and then there's ingredient. When you click on frame, what you are saying is that I want this video to start at this particular point. I want it to start at this particular point and end at this particular point. Start and end frame. Please put this at the back of your mind. If you are using a start frame, it means you want the AI to start the video in that place. Now, when do you use a start frame? Let me show you something. I'll go back to this video. In this particular video creation that we have here, I was using start and end frame to keep the character and to keep everything consistent. So you have an image here like this, right? You have this image. You have, from this image, I'm going to take this image and put it as my start frame, then write this prompt. So let me come here, click here for you to see the prompt. I just wrote dialogue by Ada and I referenced the character. This was a dialogue. Because I clicked on start frame, the AI is going to start the video from this particular place. That is the advantage of start frame. The AI will start from this place. So if you want to keep the character, the scene, everything consistent, you might want to use a start frame. Now, if you want the video to start at a particular frame and end at a particular frame, you use start and end frame. But this is the catch. Gogo or Mini Flash do not support start and end frame. It only supports start frame. For you to use start and end frame, you have to pick either the VO Flow 3.1 or the VO Quality, right? Because Gogo or Mini, which is cheap and very good, do not support start and end frame. But what is ingredient, right? We talked about start and end frame. What is ingredient? Ingredient is basically you putting things together, right? You are putting things together. That is ingredient. So let's say we want to add a phone, a laptop. You start referencing them. So let's say at Daniel, let me just show you something so that you see what I'm talking about. At Daniel, holding a soda drink. Then I'm going to reference the soda drink, which is Coke. I'll reference this to, let me change to image because I don't want to use my credit. And then let me say the location is, I'll reference the location and say there is a book, there is a laptop. There's a laptop on the table. And then in this laptop, I'm going to reference, let me reference this laptop, right? A laptop on the table and a book. I'm going to reference, do I have book here? Okay, I don't have book. If I have book, I would have referenced the book. All right, so let me cancel this. Now, what am I trying to show you? I'm trying to show you how you can add different elements in your scene when you are using ingredients. Ingredients, you are not starting from a particular frame. The AI will try to put things together. You know, when you cook food, you are adding ingredients in the food. Abi, that's what ingredient basically means. You are giving the AI different things to work with, and the AI will work with those stuff. Now, do you see the image the AI created? I want you to take note of something. You know, in that prompt, we reference what? we reference the Coke, Abi, we reference the Coke and the laptop. You see how the character now is holding the Coke in his hand, and the laptop that we reference is on the table. So if you want your character to hold something, you import the image and then you reference it, right? When using ingredient, you import the image and then you reference it in the video. So if there are things on the table and you want those things to be specific, you snap an image of those things and then you reference it in the video. All right, I've talked about aspect ratio, and then there are different models here. There's a mini flash, there's VO3 one light, VO3 fast, and all of that. Now, the model that you pick is going to determine the credit that you spend. A mini flash is very cheap and very good. So for all purposes, please just stick with a mini flash. People will say do VO flow when you want very high cinematic stuff. Yes, but for most of the things you are going to need, just pick a mini flash. Now I want to show you something. A mini flash can only generate 10 seconds of video. C-Dance 2.5 can generate 30 seconds of video. A mini flash can only generate 10, right? So when creating your scene, you have to break it into 10 seconds each. So when you put a dialogue, make sure that the dialogue, there's enough time for the AI character to say what he wants to say. Don't make it too fast, right? So you might want to try out different dialogue, check which one can actually fit in that 10 seconds. You might want to also set a timer. You say the dialogue yourself. Check how many seconds it took you to say it, okay? All right. Now, if we pick a mini flash and we click on 10 seconds, you see it will cost us 15 credits, right? But if we pick on VO flow, that same VO flow is even, I think VO flow is like 8 to 10 seconds. The same video will cost us 100 credits. 100 credits. You see the difference. On mini flash, you are getting 10 seconds video for just 15 credits. But VO3 quality will cost you 100 credits. So that means if you have 1,000 credits, by the time you create 10 videos, and when creating AI videos, you will create and create and create in order for you to have the perfect video. By the time you create 10 video, your 1,000 credits is gone. So I will not use a mini, I will not use VO 3.1 quality. I will use a mini flash. VO 3.1 is better in terms of the image model. Is better, but I'm telling you, use a mini flash. What you want, you get it here. Before you do a mini flash, 2-3 generation, let's say you spend 45 credits, you can pick from those generations instead of just using VO3 quality, VO 3.1 quality at a run where you spend 100 credits. And when prompting this VO 3.1, your prompt has to be very detailed. It has to be very detailed. But as I said, avoid using that. You don't need it. All right, now you have different generation. X2, if you click on S2, it will cost 30 credit instead of 15 because the AI is generating 2 videos. If you click on S3, just like that, okay? All right, now we know how to use the model. Now, let me go to a video that I created and show you how I created this video. This video, I did something different because I was creating scene per scene, a different scene. So first, I have my character. I created my character. After creating my character, I created a video that shows each character, from different angle, right? So let me go back to that video. Let's see. I think this is the video that we started from. Let me open this video for you. I want to show you something. So if you look at this video, feeling very tired, you can see we have different shots from this video. We have over the shoulder shot, this particular shot here, this shot that you have here, this shot is called over the shoulder. I talked about it before. All right. So we have these different shots here. What I'm basically doing is that I'm using start frame because I want to keep everything consistent. I don't want to take any chances. I screen grab the picture. For you to screen grab or screen, I don't know what they call it, screen grab. You come to this place that have the picture icon on top of this place here. You click on it. It's going to save the frame. Now that I've saved the frame, what I started doing, I started referencing the characters. If you look at this particular video, let me show you the prompt. Let's go back. No, this is not the one I'm looking for. Let's go up a bit and look at the one where the man is. This is an over the shoulder shot, right? So this is a picture. This one that you have here is a picture. I took this picture to create this video. So let me open the video. I took the picture to create this video. Let's expand it. I took that picture to create this video. Now, because we use a start frame, the AI started at exactly that point, right? And all I had to do, if I show you the prompt here, a very simple prompt, all I had to do was to reference the character. I said dialogue by Tola. I didn't even change anything. I said dialogue by Tola. Tola is the name of the character. I referenced it and he said, I know things will work out. I just wish they work out very soon. Then I told Flow that the character in this scene, I will reference it again, is Tola, so that everything remain consistent, right? All right. So the same thing, I did the same thing. And I want to show you something. I created two scenes here. I wanted the man to kiss her hand. When the man kiss her hand, I want them to stand up. So let me play this video and show you why you might need to generate different scenes. So I want the man to kiss her hand. And when the man kiss her hand, I want them to stand up. I want to show you something. When they stood up, this bag appeared out of nowhere. The bag appeared out of nowhere. I don't want that in my scene. Think of continuity. You have to think of continuity. This bag was not there before. How come this bag is showing now? Don't leave that in your AI video. It makes it look unprofessional. So think of continuity, right? So I went back and recreated that same video again, right? I went back and recreated that same video again. When I recreated the video, the guy did not kiss her hand. In this other video, the guy did not kiss. Let me open it so that you guys will see it. So let it just play. I'll show you the error this other video had. Okay. In this particular video, instead of the guy kissing the woman's hand, the guy kissed his own hand. Do you understand? And that's not what I want. Now we have the first video where the guy kissed the woman's hand, right? We are going to keep that. But that video, bag came out of nowhere and we don't want that bag. So in this other video, that bag is not here. But there's a problem with this video. The girl is living with the towel. Do you understand? I don't want her. Maybe you can leave it, say, oh, she left with the towel. But I assume that towel is a kitchen towel that the restaurant people gave to her. So I don't want her to live with it. Do you understand? So I went back and created another scene here. So in this last scene, the man actually kissed her hand. All right. In this scene, I prompted her to drop the towel. You see, she will drop the towel and then they left. Right? So that's why you might have to create different scenes. Now, I want you to think of it this way. When you are creating video, you are creating a movie, characters will make mistake. You will reshoot. Abi, you reshoot again. They'll make mistake. You reshoot again. So imagine AI video as the same thing. The AI character will make mistake. You reshoot it again. So when you reshoot it again, you start stitching them together based on how you want it to go. In a particular scene, the guy kissed her hand. I love that. But in the other scene, he didn't kiss her hand, right? So you start stitching them together. You see, I have a scene where it's just the guy speaking. In this scene, it's just the guy speaking. In this scene, it's just the girl speaking, right? And in this scene, this is a medium shot of both of them. Look at the color grading. Look at the positioning. I know it will cost you credit, but if you want your AI video to be different from all those AI videos where if one character is speaking, another character mat is moving, you have to do it this way. Reference the character, add their dialogue. If there's a mistake, create different scene. All right? So before we end the class, let me go back to another project that I have here and explain that project to you guys. Okay, you can also use Google Flow to change your outfit. Like you can create a video and use it to change your outfit. So let me show you how that is going to look like. You see, this is the original outfit. This is the other outfit. The AI will not change your face. The AI will not change your face. You just said the AI change my outfit, and the AI will change the outfit. This first outfit, you see the outfit, you see the clothes I'm wearing here. This is the second outfit. The same voice, the same movement, the same everything. Let me play it for you guys. You see it? The same everything. The only difference is the shirt, and the AI did it very well. So you can use AI to change your clothes, your original video that you shot. You can import it. You can even act. You can add a scene, add your normal scene, and then use the AI to add visual effects, put gun in your hand, wear you clothes, do all of those things, right? Maybe we'll discuss that in another class where you can create visual effects with the AI, but it has to be 10 seconds each. 10 seconds each. So when you are done with the video, you export the video, right? Now, to export the video, you click here. There's something called download. In download, there's original size, there's upscale. You can, normally the video is 720p, but you can upscale it to 1080p. 1080p looks sharper. You can upscale it to 1080p. All right. Before we go, there are some free platform you can use to copy prompts. Free platform you can use to copy prompt. Now, if you go to this website, yourmind.com, you can see different prompts here. So this is a movie, a luxury hotel CEO romance drama. For those of you that like those Korea film kind of stuff. So you can copy this prompt, this particular prompt, you can copy it and use it to create your own. Take note, in this prompt, you see they are referencing the image, CEO, image 1. You see different reference of things in this prompt. So you can come to this website to learn how to write prompts and also copy prompt. So if you love this particular scene, how the scene looks like, you see they are kissing and all of that. This is a 30 seconds movie, and you can add clips together. Since VO Flow can only give you 10 seconds of movie, if you want to create 30 seconds, you can start adding things together. You have to break this prompt down into 30 seconds, right? So maybe the first 10 seconds will be them kissing, and then from here, you see it, but from here, you go to the next 10 seconds, and then to the next 10 seconds. Please, I've said before, for you to create something like this, you create the character first, and then you start adding them. Before you end the first 10 seconds, make sure that it ends in a place that you can start that frame and continue the scene. Just like I showed you, you continue the scene and reference the character, all right? And the other platform, GitHub platform where you can copy UGC ad prompt. I'll be adding that in the classroom. For those in the classroom, you get the prompt. You get the prompt in that place. You also get so when you export your video, you are going to start stitching them together using CapCut. That is how you create a cinematic scene. You stitch them together using CapCut. Hey guys, I hope you love that video and you gained something from it. We'll be organizing a part 2 class very soon. So if you are seeing this video, use the link below to register for our class. If you want to learn how to host anything locally, watch this video right here. If you want to learn how to build voice agent and start selling it to clients, watch this video right here. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Thank you very much.